Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Tejatarini Jaya Sri Krishna Caitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. I will be presenting here is the Mayapur Master Plan. For many years, even Sri Prabhupada gave the basic ideas for making the Master Plan, and Surabi Swami, an architect from Holland, he made even some design, and etc. And then in 2014, then another group of devotees started working on it, and then in 2016, it was accepted by the Mayapur Executive Board as the master plan. Of course, a master plan is work in, there is a basic master plan, and then there is a detailed master plan. So it's work in progress from between the basic master plan and then going towards the detailed master plan. We have few devotees here with us. Raivata Prabhu is one of the architects who serves in the master plan, and Sundarananga Jagannath Prabhu also is also serving as an architect in the master plan office. So we will see immediately that the most of the land now, which is owned by ISKCON Mayapur, has been put in a foundation. So there has been a consolidation, and that name of that foundation is Hriday Mayapur Development Foundation, which is an ISKCON undertaking. Shri Radha Madhava, because they are in the center, in the TOVP, and the TOVP is the center of the master plan. Shri Panchatattva, Shimhadev. Now, overview. So we have the Mayapur management is also part of this presentation. Hriday Mayapur Development Foundation, Mayapur Master Plan. Then, whenever a division in Mayapur or even an international initiative, whenever they want to build something in Mayapur, then there is a process to go through, so that we will also present that. And then there is a Mayapur Heritage Committee that we will also see. This is a committee of industrialists who are trying to help Mayapur achieving to build a master plan. And then service opportunities for everybody. So we have the Mayapur, the leaders of Mayapur is the Mayapur Executive Board, which consists of GBCs and ISKCON Bureau devotees and co-directors. And then you have 30 plus divisions, like the deity department is a division, so 30 plus divisions, guest houses, land department, land division, etc. And then under the divisions there are departments, and Mayapur has 100 plus departments. Now the names of the devotees. The Mayapur Executive Board is almost Japataka Swami, Gopal Krishna Swami, almost Bhakti Purushottam Swami, Anuttama Prabhu, myself. And then these are the GBCs on the left side. And then on the right side is Devakananda Prabhu, Basugosh Prabhu, and Dairam Prabhu from ISKCON Bureau. And then Braj Vilas Prabhu and Subhakshana Prabhu in their role as co-director. And the co-directors are on the right side. Srila Prabhupada, he himself appointed 2 co-directors at that time. And then for some times also it was managed by the MAC and different managerial bodies. She Become was there, but we went back to daily management being done by the co-directors. In 2018, Mamata Banerjee, Chief Minister of West Bengal, visited Mayapur, and then she was pleased with our efforts and the reception with what we are doing, and she wanted to help us. And then she agreed for that there would be a consolidation of the land up to 750 acres. And that's how we made the foundation. And Srila Prabhupada stated, my idea is to attract people of the whole world to Mayapur. And we see that happening since quite some time now. Jananivas Prabhu told us that in the very beginning, when Prabhupada's hut was there here in Mayapur, then even if 2-3 visitors in a day came, Srila Prabhupada makes sure that they were well taken care of. So now that there are so many, we should still take care of them very nicely and as personal as possible, included prasadam and everything. So then we made, with the help of the devotees like Aksharamachandra Prabhu and the Master Plan Office and an office in Calcutta. Then we made this document to present to the government, Sri Caitanya Cultural World Heritage Center. Because we had to in order to make this consolidation, we had to do it according to the local laws of West Bengal. And that was the way to do it, by presenting it as a Cultural World Heritage Center. Now the objectives of Sridhar Mayapur Development Foundation are to provide education and medical relief, to promote and revive Indian culture, art, tradition, music, philosophy, history, traditional cuisine, handicrafts and handlooms. So there's all a description of the different activities that were presented to the West Bengal government. That includes Food for Life, it also includes the philosophy. So whenever you have a foundation, then it is understood that the land is consolidated, and it has its particular role in the society, but you can never sell anymore the land, which is a protection also. So what? Well, like the land in the foundation, it cannot be sold. So in that sense, it's also a protection. while the land in a trust can be sold. But the land, once the land is in a foundation, it cannot be sold. Now, how much land is there? So in the SMDF, which is Sri Mayapur Development Foundation, there is 600 acres, from which 565 is right here in Mayapur, and 35 is acres are in Rajapur. And then ISKCON, that's where we are right now, in the TOVP is on ISKCON land. There are 18 acres, TOVP and the park around ISKCON. And then there is another 35 acres of freehold land. And in the Navadvip Mandal Parikram, there are different places where ISKCON holds some land in different trusts. That's 20. So total is 673 acres of land owned by ISKCON. When we started to make a master plan, then we did it on the basis of Srila Prabhupada's vision. In all the time that Srila Prabhupada had spent here, or sometimes even when he was abroad, he would speak about Mayapur. So a few devotees had assembled all the statements from lectures, personal interviews and walks, assembled all the statements of Srila Prabhupada. And this was done especially by Pancharatna Prabhu and Sitala Mataji. The two of them did most of the work on assembling all the statements of Srila Prabhupada. And then we came to these points that Mayapur is an important educational centrum, just like we know from the Lord Chaitanya's pastimes, that at that time Navadvip was the center of learning. So food distribution, cow protection, regional development, interaction with the villages and people surrounding us, environmental protection and beautification, self-sufficiency, TOVP and Vedic science. Vedic science in the sense of defeating the scientists in misunderstandings of the creation, and Harinam Kirtan, temple worship, community, spreading the mission, ISKCON World Headquarters, and hospitality. So these were the 13 main themes, and we considered these 13 themes as a basis for the development of the master plan. And Srila Prabhupada makes the statement, Sri Mayapur is the most important place of pilgrimage. So some statistics in relation to Mayapur. So 60 lakh, 60 times 100,000 people are visiting at this point Mayapur, from which 400,000 on Gaur-Purnim. Community residents 6,000-7,000, and 1,500 devotees, foreigners from 90 different countries. There are 36 festivals in a year. There are 15 guest houses with 4,000 guests capacities. That doesn't mean 4,000 rooms, it means we can host 4,000 pilgrims, visitors. There are 5 big kitchens with capacity to serve 20,000 pilgrims, since recently devotees in the morning are announcing the number of prasadam that is being distributed. And between Christmas and New Year, then we went up to 30,000. 30,000 plates of prasadam distributed on one day. So that's getting serious. Then books distributed. Mayapur is number one last few years, and it's a position we like to keep. Even tomorrow morning there is a special ceremony for between 6 and 8 for the devotees, for the traveling Sankirtan bus parties coming back to Mayapur. There is a special celebration tomorrow morning from 6 to 8. So it's like 1 million books distributed and 7,700 full sets, and there are 10 traveling Sankirtan buses. But even the book distribution on a daily basis in Mayapur is also big numbers. I would think between September and Gaur Purnim, the average might be around more than 2,000 books a day, which are distributed in Mayapur on the campus. And Mayapur TV, about 300,000 unique visitors monthly, and distributes to 10 local West Bengal cable TV. So Mayapur Master Plan team, there is a team of devotees that is meeting since 2014 until now, which is like 9 years. They are meeting every week on the topic of the master plan. First years, of course, on the overall master plan, and since 2016, more on a detailed, progressive master plan. So there is a project approval process. There is review work with consultants, because there are many different aspects, and if we don't have the qualifications at home, so to say, then we also call upon qualified professionals in West Bengal. And sharing master plan with government officials, and then the Mayapur Heritage City Advisory Committee that we will. So the master plan team are the co-directors, and then Hari Lila Prabhu, Samba Prabhu, Tulsi Govinda Prabhu, Satyameda Gauranga Prabhu, and Nanda Prabhu, who is heading up the master plan office. He is the secretary. So this was in 2016, this was, we worked together, the master plan team worked together with the architect, which is the Salient Design Studio, Vivek Anor, with Vivek, and we worked together to come to this master plan. Just for your recognition, so this is the So that this is the resolution that in 2016 it is resolved that the concept master plan for Hriday Mayapur presented on 8th of March 2016 is fixed as the basis for any future development according to the land usage pattern, maximum permitted building height for each district, and principal road system as detailed in this master plan. So we have defined detailed rules and regulations, how much space one has to leave around the building, what is the maximum floor height, etc., etc. These are because if we want to create something which is attractive, then it is important that the buildings look attractive, but it is also important that the setting, just like when you have a diamond by itself, but when it's set in a ring, golden ring, and it's nicely set there, then it becomes prominent. So with the master plan also, it's very important to have defined areas around roads and everything. We also try to consider the Vastu, to do things according to the cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. And then there were some adjustments. Every time there is an adjustment, it's not whimsically done. It's done through a process. And it's done with it goes into three different authorities, so to say. It goes to the master plan team, it goes to the Mayapur co-directors, and it goes to the Mayapur executive board. Otherwise, there could be whimsical changes, which is not good. Here we have the different areas. Yeah, in order of buildings, I mean, TOVP will obviously be number one, and then you have the Samadhi, and then most probably the third building in grandeur, so to say, will be then the GBC. And on the side of the GBC building will be also the town hall building and what we previously called Samadhis. We will get there. We will get there in the presentation. These are the different entries for visitors to come. Hopefully in the future, the Temple Avenue will look like more or less like this. It's a wide avenue, 50 meters wide. It's like under 50 feet wide. This is a view from the Jalangi, where there will be kind of a gate on the Jalangi, and from where you see the TOVP, from where you can walk then 850 meters towards the TOVP. This is the Prabhupada Avenue. Some mud has been put to raise it a little bit. You can see here the Samadhi, and then on this side will be the GBC building. Prabhupada Avenue, a view on Prabhupada Avenue. Everywhere in the master plan will be a lot of greenery, a lot of trees, and also the roads will be for car, but also for bullock car and walking on both sides, or at least on one side. Caitanya Avenue. Study of biodiversity was done, also with all the species of birds and living entities living here in Mayapur. So also within the master plan we make like a green corridor so that we can maintain the different species of life which exist now. This is just a few pictures. There are many more, but these are beautiful, attractive birds and pictures, so just put a few there. So the parks, there are 88 acres of parks. And we see 21 for the TOVP. Then there is a Vrindavan park. Few devotees are working on the Vrindavan park already for a few years to try to, it's 11.7 acres. They try to develop it so that when somebody visits that park, he has a Vrindavan experience with the different Vrindavan places, like Govardhan, Radhakund, Shamakund, and all the different places on Govardhan, etc. Needs to be seen how that can be realized, also in consideration with a possible flood. There are a few challenges to put it on the ground, but the idea is to really, when you enter there, you are in Vrindavan. That's the idea. And then Festival Park, Holy Name Park, Prabhupada Park, with Sri Prabhupada's pastimes, Navadvip Park, for those who cannot make it to the parikram, they can do it in 5.6 acres. They can do the Navadvip Mandal parikram. Then the Goshala is 16.9, which is very small for what we actually want. But that's what is possible with the land we have. We really need to develop a farm, hopefully nearby, and hopefully on a lot of land nearby. Something has been, when there is a heavy flood, we can go to Rajapur with the cows. But a real farm would mean like, another 500 or 1,000 acres of farm. That would be a real farm. And then we would, that's Sri Prabhupada's vision, was that all the milk, cheese, butter, ghee, yogurt that is consumed by the deities and the devotees, and at some point he said even and the guests, should be coming from our cows. So that's how to fulfill that vision. It's still not easy to understand that, because it's a real challenge. Because we need to work also with the bulls. If you want a farm that can exist not just on donations, but that can exist in the self-sufficiency, then you need to work with the bulls. You need to do activities that make it possible to be self-sufficient. And devotees have to be willing to live simple also. Because my understanding is that Sri Prabhupada made us do this building and even the Mayapur master plan with the idea to attract the people from the world, give them the philosophy, and then with the hope that they themselves start living simple with the cow and on the land, etc., etc. Because if you look in the world, if you look back thousands of years, it's only a few, 150 years or something that we enter into this area of industrialization. But because it's our whole lifetime that we think it's normal industrialization. But for centuries and centuries, there was not, people lived without this motor cars and all these things. And so to go back to that with with simple living and with the cows, that is, I think that's the meaning of this project, that Srila Prabhupada wanted to attract people, educate them, and then they take up Krishna conscious in a much more simple lifestyle, and where the cow plays a much bigger role than it is playing now. And then a few smaller parks also. So totally 88 acres of park. So the parks, you can see them here, the green parks. So it's a good part of the core master plan. And they are theme parks, means you can learn something in the park. At the same time, you have a nice greenery, a nice atmosphere according to the theme. And there will be mandapas also, so the devotees can sit, have kirtan. This is one plaza where the Caitanya Avenue crosses the Srila Prabhupada Avenue. There will be a nice plaza, hopefully as colorful as it is presented here. Garuda Plaza. A picture out of the Vrindavan Park. Holy Name Park. Themes that stimulate the people to take up the chanting of the Holy Name. Preaching about Srila Prabhupada in the Srila Prabhupada Park. This is recently one idea came up that when you look at the Lotus building, that we wanted to make this in the middle ISKCON Spiritual World Headquarters, Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and then on the left side, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, and on the right side, Founder Acharya A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Just like when you walk past next to the temple courtyard, Panchatattva courtyard, you walk there, that you have a view on that we are reminded about the international aspect of Mayapur Dham. Navadvip Park with the different islands. And then a festival park where festival mandaps can be set up, big pandals, where Rath Yatra can be held, tribal convention. Then the Goshala. My Lord, you are the well-wisher of the cows and the brahmanas, and you are the well-wisher of the entire human society and the world. So the bullocks, we would definitely want to see them used more and more and more in the campus. This is a design for the Goshala. This is the existing part. for the visitors. Visitors would be educated on the importance of the cows. Prabhupada Avenue. Here a little bit more in detail. Also to visit and to understand, and with architectural beautiful structures. Dark ride is in the West. It's known. It's like, for example, you go into space, and then there is water. In the water there is a chain, and the boats are hooked to the chain, and then you are pulled through different pastimes of Krishna. It's dark, but it's all with electronics and yeah, education, spiritual education. Yeah, there is some connection there also with a memorial for Jayapataka Swami that has been planned there. This is another view how it could look, this plaza and with fountain and gardens. Nothing definitive is there, it's just conceptual, just to give an idea of what can be done and how it could again more in detail the area of the GBC headquarters. The road is coming from here, Samadhi, that direction. Here is the Mayapur road, and here is Gaudiya Mountain. This is some of the designs that were made by few artists, how the international cultural centers could look like. And we could have a Chinese building there. There could be presentation of the different temples in China. There could be a restaurant with Chinese food. Some ideas are there like that. It's not much more developed than that, but so that the visitors can taste of different ways of how and see the temples all over the world. Then there is a Haribol Stadium, which is 12.8 acres, which could look like this, where 40,000 devotees could assemble and chant the holy name. Then retail, where devotees make their own products and sell them. Cottage industry, with skill development center. And normally within the core master plan, there would be only like electric transport, electric bicycle, by foot, or by cows, by bulls transport. But I can show you. It's coming. I will show you later, but it's coming south of the Goshala, between the Goshala and the Saraswati Nagar or the Bond Road, So Food for Life also. There is an area for big building. This is a concept of a Food for Life building, where thousands of people can take free prasadam. Then guest houses zone. And between Jalangi Bond Road and Saraswati Nagar, this area has been planned for future guest houses. When the guest houses in the other area, and because here also you see the same color, when that would be full with guest houses, then we would move to the area north of Saraswati Nagar for building hotels, guest houses. No, it would be because you see the land belongs to ISKCON Foundation, so it would be ISKCON hotels, but it can also be that there is a partnership. That could be, but these are important details to be worked out. This would be hopefully a future view of the Jalangi riverfront, with a few ghats where one can go with a boat and then go towards the temple or towards different places in the master plan. No, the houses are behind, huh? Yeah. It's G+2 is allowed in Saraswati Nagar. Ground floor +2, and between the houses and then the river side would be built out a little bit into the river. But again, this is conceptual master plan what we're showing, and what we hope will be developed in the future. What about? Yeah. This is private land, and that's why we practice our rules and within the master plan, within the land that we own in the foundation. There we follow the rules and regulations, and but when people have private land, then we cannot really directly interfere with their plans. This is the educational zone, and we see here the different educational area, quite a big area. Here is more detail of the different schools, what has been planned. But you can also see that we, in some areas, although we put a color, some pieces of land we still need to acquire also. So Mayapur University, although nothing is there on the ground, 32 acres for the Mayapur University. There's a discussion by itself, but I mean there are a few devotees like Goranga, for example, from Chopati. He is part of that committee. He could educate us on what would be the plan to do there. Bhaktivedanta Academy, SMIS, Bhaktivedanta National School, Mayapur Institute, which has 11 acres for Mayapur Institute and Mayapur Academy. And what we always ask when they want to build an extra building, then we are always asking to make an overall master plan for the area that is given to them. Mayapur Academy is Mayapur Institute and Mayapur Academy is in the same area. Although now it's separate, it's in different places, but in the future the idea is to do it in one place. And here you see some of the faculties that for the Mayapur University. So then there is also the west area, that means on the west side of the Bhaktisiddhanta Road, that means between the Bhaktisiddhanta Road and the Ganges. Of course, there is also private land. Like Sulab kitchen would in the future come on the new Sulab kitchen would in the future come on the west side of Namata also will in the future expand towards the west side of the Bhaktisiddhanta Road. And then the hospital, recently they got through donations, CSR donations, they got a scanner, and they also upgraded the hospital, and hospital is like doubling in patients recently over the last few months. They are starting to build a 100-bed hospital. Here you see some of the work that is going on. Then mixed-use buildings. This is a Namata building, future Namata building that will also come on the Bhaktisiddhanta Road. And that will have also big prasadam room, and will have many rooms with individual bathrooms and rooms with common bathrooms. Yeah. This is a design for this is Gita Kitchen, Gita Prasadam hall. So behind, towards the north of the existing Gita building, which is opposite Ishodhyam, there will be the development of a big Prasadam hall with facilities to stay overnight in the higher levels of that building. Here we see the Sri Prabhupada Ghat, which is being constructed at the moment, and Krishna willing should be finished by the end of next year. It has 3 levels. The Ghat will go into the Ganges more than it was now. It's a project that has been subsidized by the Indian government, Namami Gange. They are spending 15 crores, which is almost $2 million. They are spending to make this Prabhupada Ghat. So this has been a very nice contribution. There will be in the future temple, but that will not be built by Namami Gange, because they cannot build temples. They can build ghats, but not temples. This is the work on the ground, which is going on. There is a space for building a Ganga temple in the center of the Ghat. But the government will not contribute to that. That's something we have to take up. So then we have the sustainable mobility. This shows that at all times there will be different ways of transport. This will be like a tram going up and down every 10 minutes or whatever. And there is another way of transport, yellow, the electric bus. Yellow will be an electric bus. And then the blue will be totos. Electric totos. But everything will be electrical transport. Yes. No. No, this is in no, Murlapara Road is here. It's in the center of the master plan. The street section. You can see here, in the middle there is for cars, but will in principle not be used, but we have to provide this space in case there is a fire, in case the police or the fire brigade or technical services, they may have to come with cars. And then there is 2 bullock lanes, and then there is walking path. So this is the implementation concept. This is light blue is what is existing. And then phase 1, that's what we would like to do, develop as the first phase, and then this as the second phase, and as the third phase. So the implementation would be done in phases. Overall cost for the Mayapur development of the master plan is $500 million US only. corporate social responsibility, that's one way to get money from, in India, every company makes money, and from the netto profit, they are obliged to use 2% of their netto income for a social goal. So there we can apply for that. And that's how, like the hospital, they got the scan. The scan machine was 2 crores. So they got it through corporate social responsibility. And the school also, right? BVNS also got, schools can also get budget from that. So CSR opportunities, challenges, finances are obviously a challenge. Then land acquisition is sometimes a challenge, development of public places, detailed planning of the area of the master plan, it's a very long process. Infrastructure, road network, sewage, drainage, waste. Even if somebody wants to give a donation, very few souls are willing to give a donation for the sewage system or even for the roads or for the waste, because so that how is needs to be. But CSR can also play a role in that. And we also need qualified devotees, architect, project managers, and devotees who are good in raising funds. Land consolidation required, land that still needs to be about in the master plan in order to make it complete. It's a more detailed question, but central is pondering on the solution. We have a future place, but somebody needs to make a more detailed plan and way forward for that. It's a little bit a headache, that. And in general, not only on the Mayapur campus, also outside, as you have seen. So that needs some good quality attention. Yeah, we have a suggestion as to where the plant could be developed, where the waste is immediately dealt with, and it doesn't pile up. It's immediately dealt with. So that requires a good setup, good plan, and we are not yet there. Yeah, yes, also CSR, yes, TOVP, that plant, but that's only for the TOVP itself, that's not for the rest of the master plan. So when a concept comes and like a division proposes to make a building, and the co-directors, they take the idea, then they bring it for the master plan team, then it goes back after digesting by the master plan team, it goes back to the co-directors. The co-directors like the proposal from the master plan team, then they send it to the IDP for final decision. So even though areas are defined where secondary school will be, university will be, it's not automatically that then the land is given to them. They have to come with serious plans, concrete plans, and then land can be allocated. That's for all the projects. And they have to come with a master plan also for their area. However big their area is, they have to come with a master plan for that area. Yeah, recently we connected ourselves with IGBC, that's an institution that looks at environmental friendly construction, and we connected ourselves seriously in some form of membership, and we are going through and trying to do what is necessary in order to be on that level of being considered a green project. Same for design approval. There are two kinds of approvals that have to be done by the Mayapur Executive Board. It is land allocation and design, accepting of the design. And also, this is a little technical, but when projects want to build new buildings, then they also have to contribute towards the land, because since we need to buy more land, then we also ask them to contribute towards the land so that we can buy more land which we are missing. ISKCON land. So Mayapur Heritage City Advisory Committee, Devikananda Prabhu from Juhu, he has set up a committee that is trying to help us, and they are already helping us. They are helping us, like, for example, the road coming from Calcutta to Mayapur has been substantially improved and widened, not yet fully. Once it's done, the trajectory will take at least 1 hour less, 1 to 1.5 hours less to come to Mayapur. That's thanks to that committee. Also this Prabhupada Ghat, the committee also played a role in that. So, because they have very high connections. So we use them for their advice. Also one of them from Calcutta, they are advising us on the overall electricity implementation. So these are the people. Mr. Sajjan Jindal is big steel, is from Mumbai. Mr. Goenka, Shogwell, Anil Agarwal, Gautam Adani is one of the richest men of the world. Yes. Puneet Dalmia from Delhi, Mr. Harsh Nyotia from Calcutta, and Mr. Sanjeev Goenka from Calcutta. They are especially helping us at this moment with different projects. So these are their names, their company. These are They visited in 2019. It's not easy to get them together. They are very busy people. You fix a date and then Or you try to fix a date and then it works for one, doesn't work for the other, and you keep trying, and then finally they come. These are the names of the industrialists, 10, and then the names of the devotees that are also involved. Ambarish Prabhu, Devakananda Prabhu is the committee coordinator, and then 2 co-directors, Gauranga Prabhu from Govardhan Eco Village, Yudhishthir Govinda Prabhu, National Communications Director. No, national. Anuttama Prabhu is for the international. Radharaman Prabhu from Calcutta, and Nanda Prabhu is the secretary. He is the head of the master plan office. This is in the TOVP. Here we had a meeting in the office of Mr. Sajjan Jindal in Mumbai. This is in his office, and then two were on Zoom, and a few others were physically present. Another Zoom meeting picture. Meeting for the highway in Delhi to make this happen, this connection between Mayapur and Kolkata. Ongoing projects where they give some input. It was considered nearby, but later on we dropped the idea. But it was at some point of time we were considering, or they were considering. For Harikesh Maharaj at that time, he brought international money to buy a land in Mayapur. It was mentioned on different occasions, because there was a strip of that is there from the World War II, and which is only 20 kilometers or something from here. Yeah, but later it was dropped, because it's not a small thing to organize an airport. We have to also see where we put our energy into. So according to Vedic civilization, one should perform activities for the benefit of the public, such as constructing public roads, planting trees on both sides of the road, so that people can walk in the shade, and constructing public wells so that everyone can take water without difficulty. We have plans for erecting a magnificent international city based on this Vedic culture. Service opportunities. If somebody wants to subsidize, donate for developing a park, or for a road, or for so many different opportunities are there. Small things, big things. Or if you know somebody that would like to develop, or could be that there is a temple in India, for example, if Tirupati wants to develop the Vrindavan Park, for example, then there will be a sign that this temple has developed this park, and in this way we hope, and because it's the world headquarters of ISKCON, so we hope with all the contributions from different parts in the world and in India, we hope to be able to realize that within maybe not my lifetime, but within the lifetime of some devotees. Yes, yes. Here in Mayapur, we are trying to create a place of inspiration for people throughout the world. There is a brochure. This brochure can be found on internet. We are going to have a very big project at Mayapur. We have to acquire 350 acres. So we almost doubled it of land. What? No. This was land we owned, but she waived away the taxes. So we have to acquire 350 acres of land from the government and construct a spiritual town at the expense of 200 crores. Of course, the price has increased. The size also has increased. The plans and contemplations are going on in different phases. Now, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will be pleased, it will be taken up. So now we have to please Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then it will happen. Instead of a theoretical plan, it will unfold, it will manifest itself on the ground. That's our hope.